Hotel and Casino. We've had one fight under our book, and it was a win for Argentinian Cuellar. But our next fight coming your way, Mickey Bey against Alan Herrera. 10 rounds of lightweight action. And let's go see the tail of the tape between Bey and Herrera.
Well, Mickey Bey, a little older at 30 years old, so despite being the favorite, you know, Herrera is the underdog, although he's the younger guy. Bey a little bit taller at 5'9", Herrera's 5'8". Herrera weighted a little bit heavier, but it really won't come into play. And the reach is the same, but I expect it's going to be more Bey to try to establish his reach, as he's the boxer from the outside.
And let's go to the announcer tonight, Ray Flores.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 10 rounds scheduled in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting to my right out of the red corner. He comes in wearing black and red. His official weight, 135 pounds. A veteran of 37 professional bouts. He enters the ring with a record of 32 wins against 5 defeats, including 21 victories coming by way of knockout. From Mazatlan, Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, presentando Alan Explosivo Herrera. And his opponent fighting to my left out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing black and silver. His official weight, 133 pounds. His record includes 19 wins, 1 loss, 1 bout even, with 10 victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting and representing Las Vegas, Nevada. Currently ranked number 7 in the world by the WBA. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mickey Bey. Here to give instructions, your referee in charge, Vic Draculich.
Chief, second only.
All right, gentlemen, this fight's scheduled for 10 rounds. You received your instructions in the dressing room. Again, I want to caution you. Any punches below this area are going to be called low. Golpes debajo de este punto ser llamado bajo. With that said, I want you to obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Obedezcan mis comandos y protegerse a su mismo siempre. Touch them up now. Good luck to both of you. Tóquenlos. Buena suerte, ambos.
Getting ready to go, Mickey Bey, Alan Explosivo Herrera, Las Vegas, Nevada against Mazatlan, Mexico. And Mickey Bey, 19-1-1 with 10 KOs. His most recent bout was in December when he fought Carlos Cardenas. But Mickey Bey is a fighter that a lot of people notice that he was knocked out by John Molina, who just had a war with Lucas Matisse back in July. His only loss Mickey Bey had, he's trying to get his name back into the mix of where he rightfully feels he belongs.
And the thing about the Molina fight is he was way ahead in the fight, but Molina dug deep to get Bey out of there late in the fight. So it'll be interesting to see how Bey comes back. And that can be a bit of a confidence killer to be knocked out in a fight you were way ahead in. But you know, we'll see how Bey comes back from that, and if he can turn that negative into a positive by rebounding from the loss.
Bey was telling us that because of that loss, he learned that you have to constantly fight, but the hunger is still there. He wants to get back where he belongs. He doesn't feel like he should be the co-headliner. He feels like he should be headlining some events. So he's got some work to do.
He's been boxing for a long time. He was a top amateur, you know, various tournaments, won at the amateur. So a lot of hype on Mickey Bey, even when he was coming up. So, you know, this is he's just trying to live up to that hype now. And at 30 years old, he's got a chance to try to make the move now.
Mickey Bey from Cleveland, now called Las Vegas, Nevada. His home, his trainer, Floyd Mayweather Sr. They've been together his entire professional career. Bey was actually a 2004 Olympian, but had to miss because of pneumonia. Imagine that. Olympic dream come true, pneumonia, and you're forced to miss. Turn pro after that.
Yeah, I think he missed the America's qualifier. I'm not sure if he has qualified yet for the full Olympics, but still, nonetheless, Bey, a top level amateur. I remember he was around when I was in the amateurs, and I remember he was always relevant.
He's the guy you just knew?
Him and his brother Cortez. They were very good amateurs.
Yeah, his brother Cortez, a young fighter, said they train together, they do everything together except spar because they can't get in the ring together because it's not a sparring session, it's I'm going to kick your butt session.
That sibling rivalry.
Without a doubt. You hear a lot about the siblings. We're both fighters, but we don't spar because we'll get in trouble.
They end up in more arguments over those Thanksgiving dinners, you know, about who got the better of who.
Mickey Bey with a nice left hook to the face of Alan Herrera.
That's the thing about Bey. He has that explosive speed where he can go from nothing to something in the blink of an eye. Just a matter of timing it and picking his spots the right way.
Alan Explosivo Herrera, explosivo obviously meaning explosive. He said he knows that to fight for the first time in the United States, you have to come out and put on a show.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to, if you're not known to the American public, you want to make yourself known quick. And of course, no better way to do that than to fight in an aggressive style. You see Herrera trying to, give you the impression that he's going to come forward. He's probably just trying to gauge the speed of Bey at this point.
Alan Herrera, first time he's fought in the United States. Also fought in Costa Rica and Australia. He said when you fight in Las Vegas, that's when you know you made it and you can have a chance to make a name for yourself. Closing seconds of the opening round, scheduled for 10. Between Mickey Bey and Alan Herrera in Las Vegas. Two exchange.
And Rocky Juarez coming up on Golden Boy Live.
That'll be a good one in El Paso, Texas, Memorial Day. Rocky Juarez always puts on a show.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's been around for a while.
Second round at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, scheduled for 10. Alan Herrera with the red and black trunks, and Mickey Bey with the silver and black trunks. Mickey Bey working out of the Floyd Mayweather gym, TMT. Part of that crew, and that's another one you talk. We earlier talking about Robert Garcia and his camp in Oxnard, but the one in Las Vegas that Floyd Mayweather has some excellent fighters in there. So you walk into that gym, it's the who's who.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some gyms where if they attract top-level fighters, and you can't go wrong but to get top-level sparring, and to survive in there, you have to know how to fight.
That's exactly what you said. The key word, Molly: survive.
No. Because if you're a lesser fighter, you get run right out of there.
We're going to see another Mayweather fighter, Ishe Smith, in our headliner after this fight. But right now we have Alan Herrera, Mickey Bey. Herrera from Mazatlan, Mexico. No more for their baseball team. The Venados, their Winter League baseball team. Herrera said it's tough to find good partners to spar with because all the good fighters in Mexico are either in Culiacan or in Tijuana, or they're the United States. So he said it was tough to get somebody to spar with of quality caliber. So he said that's one of the disadvantages he has coming into this fight against Bey, because at the end of the day, it's not sparring. It's let's go and fight.
Yeah, that can be frustrating when you can't find proper sparring partners. But I'll tell you, he's remained patient in stalking Bey. He hasn't been able to land anything productive. Really, neither man has at this point. But he hasn't come undone despite seeing that quick Mickey Bey jab that is trying to control him.
Mickey Bey landing a couple quick jabs. Mickey Bey was telling us that as a high school, junior high kid in Cleveland, he was known as a street fighter. The guy that everybody wondered, oh, the legend. That was before the YouTube sensations. It's, oh, Mickey Bey can fight. Mickey Bey can fight. Said he once fought a guy who was 300 pounds, knocked him and rocked him. The guy like, wait, you can't do this to me. Took him on, and there he lands a stiff jab. Snaps back the head of Herrera.
He's always had that kind of blazing speed that has been something that opponents have been forced to deal with, and been forced to deal with in that.
Second round scheduled for 10.
Keeps throwing the same double jab, though. You'd like to see him mix it up a little bit. He's quick with the jab. There's a good hook right hand by Bey. When he gets off jabbing, he throws that same double jab at the same speed. It's something that Herrera could start getting a timing on if he can start to really pick up on it. And, let's see if Bey mixes up the speed on it to prevent Herrera from. And there's one good jab there. So you don't want to keep throwing the same kind of jab or at the same speed, because if your opponent is good or if he's smart, he'll start to pick up on the speed of it and start timing it. It's good to mix in feints in there as well. And then you see Bey now, as I say that, he's starting to mix it up. He goes the jab to the stomach, into a single jab to the top before.
Mickey Bey telling us that he's a fighter that can do it all. You want to be smart, you want to mix it up, he's well-rounded. Said he can throw some gumbo at you. End of the second round, scheduled for 10.
Let's start doing some more things.
back inside the Hard Rock Hotel, the Joint, alongside former two-time world champion Paulie Malignaggi. I'm Beto Duran. Third round between Mickey Bey and Alan Herrera. Bey from Las Vegas, Herrera from Mazatlan, Mexico. Making his U.S. debut. Mickey Bey trying to get back on track. Mickey Bey telling us that he was a fighter who's going to just do whatever he can, mix it up. And tonight's CompuBox stats are brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters, track stats, and win. Two fighters filling each other out. Good double jab by Bey with the red gloves.
And that one right there, this the second jab, totally put Herrera out of position, made him jump back. And Herrera can't afford to be put out of position by Bey's speed, because otherwise he's going to have a lot of trouble finding the range. It's already tough to find range if you're the slower guy. You put yourself out of position defensively, it's going to be even tougher.
Bey tagged him with a hook.
Bey's speed is now, he's starting to get more confident, throwing a little bit more power shots. Herrera hasn't been tagged with anything crazy, but he's probably slightly behind in the fight, but I gave him credit earlier for not coming undone despite having the speed disadvantage, but he's gonna have to start taking some chances here because the speed disadvantage is controlling him a little bit.
Mickey Bey has always been a fighter. He's going to the body. His grandfather, Melvin Klein, was a Gold Gloves champ in that Cleveland area. He's friends with Don King.
Good body attack there by Bey.
And he goes for the body again.
And I think he realizes, you know what, that was successful. Let me try it again.
Herrera.
Herrera coming forward, he's not getting himself out of position, not overdoing it, but at the same time, he's gonna have to, right there, he's gotta move his hands right there. He got in the wheelhouse and then move his hands, and there was a combination finally.
Bey answers back with a shot to the body. Good body work for Mickey Bey here in the third round, scheduled for 10.
See, Herrera's coming forward, but it's not at a pace where it's making Mickey Bey uncomfortable. Bey is still able to control him with the jab and with the speed. Herrera, despite coming forward, it still has a bit too much respect for Bey's speed. He's not reacting to it.
You see the double jab keeping him at base. So you want to see Herrera get in there?
Yeah, you like to see him get in there or get a little rough in there, or just,
Okay.
He has too much respect for Mickey Bey's speed right now, and it's preventing him from having any confidence to do too much. So you're going to have to change something up.
He gets tagged with the right. Herrera was telling us that he knows it. When you're coming in to somebody's backyard, you need a knockout. He went to Australia, fought Will Tomlinson, and there he gets tagged. Who was undefeated, the Australian. Tomlinson needed 38 stitches after the fight, and that's the fight that Herrera lost. He's coming in here, he knows he needs to make it tough, and there he gets tagged by a good right hand by Mickey Bey. Herrera saying he needs a knockout, well, he needs to do something to get into that mix. Hasn't really landed anything hard. Mickey Bey looking good here in the third round, scheduled for 10. Snapping that jab.
Right now I have the chance to talk to Floyd Mayweather Sr., and he told me that he sees the fight pretty even right now, that both fighters are hitting a lot to the body, but he said that Mickey's really picking up the pace. He told him to do different things, and he's definitely going to be using that right hand a lot more.
And there you see him. Peter Quillin, Kid Chocolate, man.
And Sean Porter, my buddy.
Oh, Sean Porter.
Right next to him.
Sean Porter.
Two world champions.
World champion, Peter Quinlan. A lot of celebrities, a lot of exciting fighters here in the building. And Porter, somebody you fought a couple weeks ago, Paulie. It was a tough fight.
Yeah.
But what did you come away with learning about Porter?
I think Porter has a very bright future. He's a guy who's physically very strong, a determined fighter, not scared to work hard at all, very focused in and out of the gym. And that's a guy with a bright future, good personality. I think, at his age, he's got a lot of successful years ahead of him.
Yeah, Porter had a couple of fights where you're like, okay, decision. Then he came back against Diaz, and all of a sudden, you beat Steven Alexander, and then you mix him around there, wins a belt,
Yep.
and then just
It's me. Bad.
But we still love you, Paulie.
Well, you know what?
You're a pro's pro. That's
you
what
have
you
your
are.
good days and your bad days, man. Sometimes I'm glad I'm out here instead of been there so consistently.
Glad you're back here. Paulie Malignaggi, two-time world champ here, along with Beto Duran in Las Vegas, watching Mickey Bey. Alan Explosivo Herrera hasn't really lived up to the name here through 3 rounds.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. It's been Bey who's kind of been the bomb specialist and has kind of unplugged him.
Hey, landing his left with ease, landing the jab with ease. Saw in the third round he was landing some body shots. Alan Herrera bouncing around. Herrera with the black gloves, Bay with the red gloves.
And you see right there, Bay's getting into a little rhythm. See the way he moves his hands. You're just giving him too much time. If you give a speed guy that kind of time, he's going to take advantage every time, each time. You know, you're letting him be the boss. You're not making him uncomfortable. Bay likes this right here. So you're at a distance. You're not over-attacking. He can pick and choose when to come at you. He can pick and choose when to take his breaks. A guy with that kind of ability, you're going to have to make up for it by making him uncomfortable, making it physical. And Herrera's just not doing that enough.
So Herrera should be in there mixing it up just like that?
Yeah, he's got to force Bay to do things he doesn't want to do. You see right now, Bay wants to rest. Bay wants to pick his spot right here. So, you know, if he can't pick his spot, you see he got hit with a jab to the stomach, what did he do? He picked up and he walked away because he didn't like that.
Huh.
So now, here, you got to be first right here. Instead, you're letting Bay take his time, set you up. You're not getting off first, and again, Bay's first in the third, and you got that combination of, it's just, it builds up, and you're giving your opponent too much confidence. You got to do something to take that away. Herrera just not busy enough, so the speed of Bay is carrying the day. I didn't even mean to rhyme there.
Hey, it sounds good, man. When you're flowing, you're flowing. You just go with the Paulie Malignaggi. Fourth round scheduled for 10. Mickey Bay, Alan Herrera. Body shot from Herrera. A minute to go in the round. Mickey Bay with the left, lands and moves. Herrera saying he hit me behind the head. Keep on going. Herrera had the first time to Las Vegas that he was impressed by all the big buildings, all the casinos. He just went straight from the airport to here, but he was overwhelmed by the area. Here he's getting worked by Mickey Bay, who lands a nice hook. Mickey Bay entered the ring with basketball player Meta World Peace behind him. Meta sitting next to the alien Bernard Hopkins. You know, Mickey Bay's the guy, you said it, you know him from the amateurs, people around him. 20 seconds to go in the fourth round. Bay trying to time his shots, lands a hook.
You see right there, he came up short, but Herrera didn't make him pay. So what did Bay do? Bay came out with another hook and he landed it.
Closing seconds of the fourth round, been on Mickey Bay in this fight from Las Vegas. Bay, Herrera. Mickey Bay, Alan Herrera. Alan Herrera, as you said, Paulie, was just giving Bay too much respect. Jessica Rosales telling us right now, the corner of Alan Herrera, telling him, "Hazte chiquito, get small in that ring." Getting tagged by punches by Mickey Bay. Mickey Bay with the red gloves. Herrera from Mazatlán, Mexico with the black gloves. Good right from Bay. Big swing and a miss from Bay. Good combination from Herrera, comes back. Mickey Bay snapping that jab. Snapping that jab again. Anytime he wants, he has that jab. Again with the jab.
And when in doubt, you know, it's been able to control Herrera a little bit, as Herrera has a mouse underneath the right eye. Maybe from a Bay left hook or the jab even.
Mickey Bay with nothing on his face. Herrera, a little wear.
Again, right here, you're giving Bay too much time. Too much time. For a guy with that kind of speed, you got to give him some doubts. You got to create some doubt. You got to do something. Giving him the time right here, all the time he wants in order to be first or be second or just get a timing, it's not going to work. You're not going to have any success if you have a speed disadvantage and you don't pick up the pace.
Herrera wrapping up with Bay. It's tagged with another quick jab. That jab from Mickey Bay is really fast.
Nice.
Like Herrera doesn't even see it.
Yeah, nice move by Bay off the ropes there too.
Alan Herrera bouncing around, moving around, but he's getting tagged. Good body shot from Herrera. Bay hits him again. Mickey Bay, 19-1-1, 10 KOs in his career. From Cleveland, now he calls Las Vegas home. Herrera, the 24-year-old, is 32-5. That's 21 KOs in his career. He's fought as high as junior welterweight, so he goes up and down in weight. Another left by Bay lands, and Herrera's taking some shots here to the face in this fifth round. That mouse underneath his right eye is starting to get bigger.
You know, if the mouse continues to grow, you know, it could start to affect the sight of Herrera. Right now, it's not large enough to affect his eyesight, but it probably, you know, is bothering him to some degree as far as the discomfort of it.
You see the speed from Mickey Bay landing that jab. Now some blood around the nose of Alan Explosivo Herrera.
Of course, it also creates a target for Bay to shoot for.
Just like that, huh?
Yeah, nice counter right hand.
Closing seconds of the 5th round. Mickey Bay, Alan Herrera in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Herrera, ¿cómo te sientes? Ok. Yo te veo muy bien. Te veo bien. Yo te veo bien físicamente. Nada más que te estás quedando con el mismo swing. Estás muy peligroso lo que estás haciendo porque ya te estás tirando el golpe. Él ya sabe lo que te estás tirando. Él ya sabe que lo que te va a tirar y le tienes ese swing. Ya no quiero que te metas el swing más. Éntrame con rectos, 1, 2, finta. Tírame medio ya.
We talk about this, how the speed of Mickey Bay has bothered Herrera as they're on his way out. Nice little sharp jab, and here a counter right hand. As Herrera, you see him try to step in and attack, but it's a hesitant attack because he's weary of the speed of Bay. And when you attack hesitantly, you're only going to open yourself up for more counters.
And there, Herrera gets tagged by a left hook by Bay. Good shot by Bay. He's throwing some heavy shots here to open up the 6th round. He's been landing that jab with ease. Here he's timing another left hook by Mickey Bay.
There was some good weight on that one as the right hand put the weight on his hook to really shoot it hard.
Double jab, and he's loading up on those left hooks. Mickey Bay, 30-year-old. Just snapping that jab. That mouse underneath the right eye of Herrera getting bigger. He's taking some shots here in the 6th round. Mickey Bay looking good, more aggressive, landing heavier shots.
Yeah, he's gaining more confidence. He's seeing he can land more. He's starting to really hone in on the target now.
Landing any shot he wants, whenever he wants, against Alan Herrera. Mickey Bay with the red gloves. Eludes right now. Even when Herrera tries to come in, Bay with a quick footwork, moving around, just like that.
See, Herrera's got to step to the right before Bay can escape there. He's got to keep him on the ropes. He's got to cut him off before he can turn that corner. If you're going to put pressure, you got to do it in a way where there's going to be some discomfort. As there again, you see Bay was able to turn around.
Herrera gets tagged with the right by Bay.
So Herrera's got to keep cutting the ring off there. He cut it off. Let's see what he does off of that cutting off the ring. Right here, now he's got to be first. You cut him off, now you got to be first. You got to give Bay something to think about. Instead, he gave Bay the escape. For free. Nothing even happened. But Bay's now center ring where he wants to be.
Left by Bay. He's landing that left hook whenever he wants here in the 6th round. Minute to go in the 6th, scheduled for 10. Mickey Bay, Alan Herrera. Cleveland, Ohio against Mazatlan, Mexico. It's been all Mickey Bay here in Las Vegas. Stiff jab from Bay. Another left hook from Bay. Whenever he wants, how he wants, Mickey Bay is controlling this fight. 30 seconds to go. Herrera lands the left hook.
Again, he allowed Bay to escape going to the left. Herrera's got to step over to the right before Bay can escape over to the left. Again, right there. Got to cut him off. You got to give Bay something to think about, making even slightly uncomfortable so that maybe you can force a mistake.
Swing and misses for Alan Herrera.
What happens when you force a fighter to be uncomfortable? You force mistakes.
Closing seconds of the 6th round. Alan Herrera, Mickey Bay. Bay controlling this fight at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. You see the corner of Alan Herrera.
Este round ya vamos para el séptimo round. Tenemos que aflojar un poquito, tenemos que apretar un poquito más. ¿Okay? Tenemos que apretar un poquito más. Dice que me tires pum las 7 en medio y hay el cruzado. Me estás tirando bien los swings.
There you see, basketball player, Meta World Peace. He's a free agent, former Laker, won a ring with them, played with the Knicks in New York this season. Big fight fan. Actually walked in with Mickey Bay, so you see Meta at all the fights. How about David Hay also making attendance? Your Twitter handle is Mr. You got a little style there, David Hay coming in, the big heavyweight.
And Amir Khan is fighting tomorrow night with Louis Collazo, so I think Hay coming to support his friend Amir. And here, again, the counter right hand from Bay. Gets underneath the hook, it comes back from Herrera and gets out. Smooth boxing by Mickey Bay all night long, and Herrera just has not been able to solve that puzzle.
Easily the toughest opponent and most skilled opponent that Alan Herrera has ever faced, as he was telling us. But with one thing to say when you watch some film, another thing when you're in the ring, you're trying to figure out how to do things, and you can't, you're swinging and missing.
Yeah. Paying the price for mistakes is a bit more painful when you're inside the ring.
You can't hit what you can't catch. 7th round scheduled for 10. Herrera a little bit more active here to start this round. He was told in between rounds by his corner to be more aggressive.
That's what he's got to do right there. He's got to cut Bay off. Bay's going to try to escape to the left. Let's see if Herrera actually cuts him off. And he doesn't. See how Bay was allowed to turn the corner there? Again, you can't give the free pass, especially when you're behind like this. You're going to try to pressure. You got to make your opponent earn the real estate he's trying to gain.
So what should Herrera be doing? He can't cut him off. He can't come in.
You should be cutting him off. I mean, it's not a matter of can. It's easy to cut the ring off. You can do it to a good fighter. It's a matter of can you attack off of cutting off the ring. Cutting off the ring is not too much to ask.
There he gets rocked.
Good kind of left hook there by
Herrera answers with the left of his arm. So here we see some action.
He's trying when he's in the pocket. He just doesn't have Bay in the pocket as much as he'd like him because, you know, Bay is in and out at light speed. Yeah, it's not a matter of he can't cut the ring off. He can cut the ring off. Cutting the ring off is a simple part. The difficult part becomes what you do after cutting off the ring. You know, figuring out if you can still do something. But he doesn't even have step A. I mean, step A is cutting the ring off first. He's got to get that, and that's the simple part. Because it doesn't even involve punching.
You need A and B to get to C.
Yeah.
Big uppercut.
And Bay showing the entire arsenal there. And that was a sharp, little short left uppercut.
Mouse underneath the right eye of Alan Herrera getting bigger. Now he has one developing on the left eye. So that's easily from the jabs that Mickey Bay's been landing here.
And again, Bay able to circle over to his left. So right here, he's cutting the ring off right here.
Okay.
But then he doesn't do it consistently, see? Let's see right here. He's got to prevent Bay from turning to his left. He never cuts off the ring to the left. And here again, Bay was able to escape over to the left.
So cut and hit.
You got to cut off the ring and keep him there before you can even think about putting together more offense.
Body shot by Herrera. Might be the first one he's landed tonight.
But you see, just the punch output getting higher from Herrera makes Bay just slightly uncomfortable. Now, if you can mix in little things like cutting the ring off and, you know, doing little things, you can continue to make him uncomfortable. Bay's looking to escape every time. You see, now if you just cut him off, what happens when he can't escape? You may force mistakes.
And he goes down.
He got a little too happy there. I mean, that's a knockdown, but he's so way behind. He's got to do it more.
Mickey Bay goes down by a big shot from Alan Herrera in the 7th. He's been controlling the fight. Herrera coming in, trying to close it out. Closing seconds of the 7th round. Alan Herrera has hurt Mickey Bay. Mickey Bay has controlled the entire fight. Goes down in the 7th.
I'm good. Make sure you good. Right. Make sure you, right now, take this round right here. Right. Take this round, just make it miss. Right. Don't take no punches, man. If you can't, don't let me hit your body or nothing. Just make sure he miss you. Right. Make him miss you all this round. Take this round off right now.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen,
it's time up.
You see him making his way. Danny Swift Garcia.
Whoop them all the other rounds.
Showing him that body English tonight. Be the champion, undefeated.
Again, action from the round. You see Bay was trying to come back with a counter right, but it wound up being at the same time as a left uppercut by Herrera. I don't think Herrera was even trying to counter the right hand of Bay. I think he just was following up his own right hand with a right uppercut. Watch, with a left uppercut. See, it just happened to be that Bay was trying to also counter the right hand, and he didn't see the left uppercut coming. I like the instructions of Mayweather Sr., though. Sometimes if the fight is close, it may not be smart to take the entire next round off if the fight is close. But Bay has been so far ahead that he can afford to take the round off. He can afford to give another round to Herrera and still be up in the fight, yet get his bearings back, get his legs back. So let's see how Bay takes the instructions of Mayweather Sr., which is basically don't take any chances here. You'll get him back in a couple of rounds.
Mickey Bay has been in this situation before. When he fought John Molina, the Gladiator, knocked him out at the end of the fight. A fight that he was controlling easily, a fight that he was winning on all the cards, a fight that he even said he doesn't want a rematch because he kicked his butt. Why even have another rematch? But he's the same scenario, so he knows what it's like. But this time he has another round, a couple more rounds to get back on it.
But Herrera not cutting off the ring. For starters, you gotta keep Bay where you can find him. You gotta cut him off. Bay's been circling the same way the entire round. Look, Bay circling and Herrera not cutting him off. And he's gonna get out here too. He's gonna get out to his left here too, and he just did. He's gonna continue to circle to the left. Unless Herrera prevents him from circling to the left, he's gonna continue to circle to the left because Herrera's not doing anything to cut him off that way. Just the fact that Herrera would cut him off there and force Bay to go where he doesn't want to go would already mentally make him slightly more uncomfortable and possibly force a mistake. But he's not doing that.
Herrera was telling us that he needs a knockout to win. He didn't want the cards. He didn't expect to win a decision. So he knocks him down in the 7th. Floyd Mayweather Sr. telling Mickey Bay, his fighter in this round, essentially run around, get your legs back, get your bearings back.
That's what Bay's doing. He's following the instructions, and that's what he's doing. And Herrera, let me tell you, he's not going to get the knockout if he doesn't cut him off. I'll tell you right now, you can chase him around the ring all night. You're going to keep going in circles.
As Paulie Malignaggi said, he hasn't cut off the ring once in this fight.
He has when Bay's gone the other way. He just, I don't know, for some reason, he doesn't know how to cut it off when Bay moves to his own left, which is to Herrera's right.
Mickey Bay listening to his corner precisely a minute to go in the 8th round. Throwing a couple jabs.
And again, it's become a pattern now for Bay when you force the issue a little bit, when you explode with the punch output and make it a bit more physical. John Molina was able to get him out. Herrera was able to drop him last round just from upping the pressure and upping the punch output. It's something where Bay has to be a bit more alert when guys get desperate.
And that's what Alan Herrera is right now. Explosivo is desperate. Way behind on the cards. Is that Mickey Bay controlling this fight? Herrera lands a couple.
Again, Bay escaping the same way. Herrera's not going to be able to corner. He'll land a shot here and there, but it's not going to be anything consistent that he needs to score another knockdown or knockout. But he's won this round.
Won the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, and the problem is, though, you're running out of time.
Closing seconds. Mickey Bay, Alan Herrera, who's staggered in this one. Bay has him on the ropes. Closing seconds. And Herrera survives.
Herrera, it's actually the same kind of counter right hand, and Herrera paying for the same, throwing the same kind of punch. He's been countered with that right hand quite a few times this fight when he threw that same exact punch, which is a left hook, left uppercut from too far away.
Alan Herrera staggered at the end of the 8th round. We're in the 9th. Hard Rock Hotel scheduled for 10. Mickey Bay and Alan Herrera. Bay with the red gloves, Herrera with the black. Dropped Bay in the 7th round.
That was possibly a round where Bay won it despite taking almost the whole round off, because clearly the biggest punch of the round was landed by Mickey Bay.
And Herrera on the ropes. Definitely staggered, and Bay comes out here snapping that jab. Going back to what's been working for him most of the fight. Herrera with a little pep in his step, bouncing around here in the 9th.
But again, I mean, he wouldn't have to waste energy with that extra pep if he would just cut Bay off.
Something you've been saying from the opening round. Cut Bay off.
I know I sound like a broken record.
No, but it's great advice.
It's the answer. Here again, Bay was able to turn to the left again. You know? It would solve a lot of problems for Herrera and really force us to answer some questions about Bay to see how his reactions would be in that uncomfortable moment.
Makes you wonder how different a fight would be if Herrera had listened to you after the 1st round.
Just something simple like cutting the ring off. I'm not saying it would have won in the fight, but it would have possibly forced Mr.
Oh, right hand. Big right hand from Herrera. You were saying it, Paulie. You bring the pressure, and
you force mistakes.
Retreats.
Yeah, you force mistakes. When you make a guy uncomfortable, you force mistakes. So the more uncomfortable you can make him, the more mistakes he may make, and he may start doing you favors by making the mistakes on his own.
And you see here in the 9th, Mickey Bay going backwards. Didn't see that the first 6 rounds. It was Bay coming forward the entire time.
Well, you know what? Even when he was going backwards, he was in control. Now he's going backwards, and there's a bit less punching and a bit more movement. But
Big
still,
right from Bay.
exactly. You still got to be sharp and alert because Bay can still plant and counter at any point.
Another big right hand from Mickey Bay. He's going with the haymakers. Herrera now smiling as Mickey Bay pushing his head down. Herrera's a tough fighter. He's been in some wars, been in some battles.
Yeah, he came to win. It's just a matter of does he have the ability to.
Herrera turned pro at the age of 17. He started boxing when he was 15. A couple amateur fights and throw him to the wolves.
That's the culture down in Mexico. A lot of fighters turn pro very young.
As soon as you can, as soon as you get $1 or a peso, you're going for it.
Would have only taught him to cut that ring off.
Maybe something good to learn in the amateurs. 24-year-old Alan Herrera, 30-year-old Mickey Bay.
The thing about cutting the ring off is it's not difficult because you don't have to do it within punching range, so you're not even risking. If you cut the ring off outside of punching range where you can't be hit, then you work your way in from there, you can do something.
Last seconds between Alan Herrera and Mickey Bay, and we're going to head to the 10th.
Tira las piernas. Corre. Pero basta, ya es el último. Muy bien, ¿eh? Tienes que rifarte la machín. Machín con todo, con todo. A nadie que con todo ya. Lo derecha no se la quita. Nomás no te final round. Tienes que tocar guantes al último round. Con todo, pero sin descuidarte. Tienes que presionar para poder ganar, tienes que noquear.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 10th and final round.
All you gotta do is box. Keep your hands up. Use your jab, straight right hand.
We are back in Las Vegas, the 10th and final round. Mickey Bay, Alan Herrera. Bay went down in the 7th, but he's controlled this fight the entire way. Alan Herrera, the black and silver. Black and red. Mickey Bay, black and silver.
You know, Herrera, the last few rounds have gotten a lot of momentum. He may have given back the round where he got hurt, but even the last round, he'd probably give it to Herrera. It's really taken the air out of Bay's tires to get knocked down, but Herrera hasn't been able to take full control. He's probably been able to take control of the fight, but not enough to maybe get himself the win here unless he does something drastic, like another knockdown or two.
In between rounds, Jessica Rosales is listening to Herrera's corner. The advice she says was simple. Go for the knockout.
Yeah. That's what he might need, if not a knockdown or two even.
Herrera comes in with the big rights. Bay holds on and moves. 2 minutes to go in the fight. Herrera stalking him, bringing a little pressure here.
Yeah, Bay's taking his foot off the gas a lot since being knocked down. I don't know whether he told him to take the next round off, but he's worked in a lot of ways, taking big moments of all the rounds off since he's been dropped.
To clenching. Herrera, a couple knots underneath each eye. First time fighting in the United States. First time he's ever been to Las Vegas. Knows he's a big underdog. Mickey Bay, 19-1-1, lives in Vegas, trains with Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s in his corner. Good jab from Bo. There you see, just holding on here.
I tell you, Herrera's trying, he just can't track him down.
The story of the night. Try, can't cut him off, can't catch him, but when he does, he lands.
Yep.
And not opening up.
Yep, not opening up.
Less than a minute to go in the 10th and final round. Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas.
Again, you see Bay turning to the left, getting him. See, when Bay goes to his right, Herrera does a better job of cutting him off. You met Bay with a punch there, he tried to escape to the left, but Bay doing a good job of avoiding real danger in the last round. He's probably giving this round to Herrera as well. But maybe too little too late for Herrera. We'll see when we get the cards.
But Mickey Bay is not going to allow himself to get caught. Swing from Herrera, held by Bay. Been a good fight between Mickey Bay, Alan Herrera, 10 seconds to go. Some blood coming down the face of Mickey Bay. Two fighters just going out of here. Closing seconds, and that'll do it. Mickey Bay, Alan Herrera go the distance at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. Mickey Bay from Vegas. We'll come back, we'll have the decision to Mickey Bay and Alan Herrera.
What was my...
The famous fountains outside the Bellagio. It's nighttime in Las Vegas. The action is heating up, though, at the Hard Rock Hotel. Mickey Bay and Alan Herrera put on a good show. And tonight's CompuBox stats are brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters, track stats, and win.
And here's final punch stats. We saw, you know, a clear punches landed advantage by Herrera, but by Bay, I think it was, right?
Mickey Bay.
Yeah.
There you see him get caught, though.
He dominated most of the fight, but late in the fight, really, Herrera was bringing the pressure, and he had some success, although Bay was able to hurt him and really sting him. It's funny, the best punch Bay landed all night was probably that shot, and he landed many good ones, but it was during a part of the fight that he probably wasn't doing too well in.
And let's go to our ring announcer tonight, Ray Flores.
Boxing fans, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. Here are the score totals. Judge Tim Cheatham scores the contest 97-92, and judges Patricia Morse-Jarman and Richard Ocasio are in the coordinates 98-92. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Mickey Bay.
He was a 21-1 in his career. The 30-year-old from Las Vegas fighting in his backyard. Remember, the money team gets the win tonight. Was knocked down, but he came back up for the win over Alan Herrera. And coming up, our main event, Ishe Smith, Ryan Davis, 10 rounds from the Hard Rock Hotel.